As we were doing the research for our Blockbuster episode, we couldn't help but remember an alternative to movie night in the 90s. But instead of explaining it, I'll just play this.
Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Most kids who grew up in the 90s can probably still remember their favorite Disney Channel original movie, or DCOM for short. There was a time when these low-budget made-for-TV movies was the absolute pinnacle of childhood entertainment. Today's episode is all about the history and popularity of Disney Channel original movies. The first original movie made for the Disney Channel actually goes back to 1983, and it was called Tiger Town. In fact, Disney actually released several Disney Channel premiere films between 1983 and 1997. Yeah, many of them were kind of forgettable, but younger me really enjoyed Not Quite Human, and who can forget Susie Q starring Amy Jo Johnson of Power Rangers fame. Amy Jo Johnson. Looking at a list of these early films for the Disney Channel, you can tell that Disney was sort of feeling around and just trying to figure out what would work. By the time they had rebranded these films to Disney Channel original movies, they had figured out a very specific formula.
A very simple formula!
Number 1, focus mostly on kids, with adults playing only minor secondary roles. Number 2, set the films in either modern day or occasionally the future, rather than releasing period pieces. And number 3, sprinkle in a healthy dose of paranormal, fantasy, science fiction, or sports. The movie Under Wraps premiered on October 25th, 1997, and it is the first official Disney Channel original movie. Under Wraps is the story of 3 friends that stumble into a mummy and have to return him to his final resting place before Halloween. The movie was something of an experiment, with both the director and the writer doing their best to inject as much horror as they could get away with for a kids show. And based on the nightmares that so many kids had about Harold the Mummy, I'd say they did a pretty good job. I mean, look at that thing. Under Wraps was a huge success and opened the gates for all of the DCOMs to come. Disney went on to release a new Disney Channel original movie every couple months or so. The rest of the late 90s lineup included You Lucky Dog, Brink, Halloween Town, and a flurry of movies that premiered in 1999, including Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, Can of Worms, The 13th Year, Smart House, Johnny Tsunami, Genius, Punks, Don't Look Under the Bed, and Horse Sense. As the 2000s began, Disney was releasing so many Disney Channel original movies that it equated to almost one every month for a couple of years. During this period, Disney was airing a Disney Channel original movie every single night and advertised with bumpers and jingles so that kids would tune in.
Disney Channel original movies.
Okay, let's add a little bit of confusion to the mix, shall we? For some reason, there are several films which a lot of people consider DCOMs, but they actually aren't. Yes, these were produced by Disney Channel Television, and they actually followed a lot of the same tones and themes. But they premiered on ABC during the wonderful world of Disney and not on Disney Channel. I remember really enjoying some of these, like My Date with the President's Daughter and Life Size, but they're sort of left out of the grouping. If anyone knows why Disney continues to still kind of treat them as cast-offs, let me know, because I couldn't find anything. Disney has since released over 100 Disney Channel original movies. I'm not going to list them all, partially due to the weird labeling issues I've addressed already, and also because that number would be outdated pretty quickly. But I do want to mention a few notable releases. The Xenon trilogy was a favorite of many 90s kids. It delivered a fun dose of cheesy sci-fi, some memorable songs, and even an unforgettable catchphrase.
Cetus Lapidus! Cetus Lapidus! Cetus Lapidus!
The Halloween Town trilogy is somehow just as popular as ever, thanks to its iconic characters and a place in pop culture that's observed at a Halloween Town festival every year in St. Helens, Oregon. We talk all about Halloween Town in our Halloween episode. Then there was High School Musical. And I know, a movie released in 2006 is sort of stretching it for a YouTube channel based around the 90s. But it's worth mentioning for a couple of reasons. Number 1, the High School Musical trilogy was basically the peak of the Disney Channel original movie, with the premiere of High School Musical 2 getting more viewers than any other DCOM. Number 2, it's pretty easy to see the influence that High School Musical had on all of the Disney Channel original movies that occurred after it. Many of them are also musical ensembles. With the rise of YouTube and countless other entertainment options for kids and preteens, it's pretty safe to say that the heyday of Disney Channel original movies has come and gone. But for millions of kids who grew up in the 90s, we'll never forget the experience of hearing that famous jingle, jumping on the couch, maybe popping some popcorn, and enjoying a movie that was made just for us. Sometimes they were terrifying, hilarious, or even just cheesy, but it didn't really matter. Regardless of what we thought of each individual Disney Channel original movie, there was always another one to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching 90s Rewind. We'd love it if you subscribed and let us know if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in an upcoming video. See ya.